Hello. I don't know where I'm catching you, but you're invited to walk with me. Walk with Shai Lev. Walk with Present Heart. I'm doing my walk for the day, and I'm in beautiful Caesaria. And this show, I'm recording it today in my camera and not doing it live because my other phone died. And it's beautiful because I have the other phone, which is an iPhone. Beautiful quality, and I'm recording the show. This show is dedicated to the memory, or not the memory. It's not the memory yet, but it's dedicated to Scott Adams and his show Coffee with Scott Adams, which I followed for the past 10 years, and he shaped a lot of my thinking around live streaming and around creating YouTube videos and self-improvement and success. He wrote the book How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big, and so I decided to continue his sort of way of streaming and spreading the good word to the masses. So I'm doing this just as I walk, and walks are one of the best tools of self-improvement, actually, that I found. Walks helped me get from 105 kg to 80 kg in pounds. That would be 210 pounds or 215 pounds down to 160, 100, maybe 170 pounds within 6 months. So it's a great way to cut while just really enjoying yourself and not going out of breath. The only thing is those walks have to be long, over an hour a day, preferably 2 hours. And if you're if you're advanced, 3 hours. If you do 3-hour walk every single day, I think that's the quickest way to the quickest way to lose weight, outside of maybe doing 40 to 50 to an hour and a half of aerobics every single day, which is maybe fast walking, brisk walking, or in the gym, which that's more effective, but it's a little bit more torturous, I would say. It's much more fun to just be walking outside, and so it's good for mental health as well. In the gym, I'm not sure it's so good when you're on a elliptical for your mental health, but this method of walking outside in nature, it also connects us to nature, because we're sort of living these days in civilization, which is cutting us away from nature. So walking outside in a beautiful park or in a beautiful area like this one. I'm walking towards the beach at the moment. So just walking around is a very healthy thing to do. So this show, Walk with Present Heart. What is Present Heart? It's my name, Present Shai. Hebrew gift Shai, and Heart Lev. Lev is the last name. I shortened my last name, originally Lipkovich. I traced it that Lev may be the Hebrew version of Lipkovich. Lipkovich is from Poland, Eastern Europe, Russia, and but I've been in Israel since I was 3, except for about 10 years when I lived in Canada. So hence the English, by the way. That's where the English is from. So basically, walk with Present Heart, might as well. And I invite you to walk with me. If you are watching this right now and you're not walking, you can join me walking, or you can just watch it. But Scott Adams taught that one of the best things to do in life is not create goals necessarily, but create systems. And I'm going to translate it to this. Your goal shouldn't be a certain weight in your body within 6 to months to a year. Your goal should be, I'm going to be walking 15,000 steps a day. That's a system. And even to break it down even further, he says his system was to show up at the gym every day during lunchtime. If he doesn't feel like working out, he's allowed to, because just schlepping himself to the gym does the work. He sometimes would show up at the gym, get into the gym, and say, I don't want to work out today, and that's fine. But his system is to make it to the gym. That's his must. My workout system is a little bit different, so I don't have to make myself to the gym. What I have to do is a minimum of working out, minimum of calisthenics. It could be anywhere. It could be at home, and it could be outside, or it could be at a gym. But it's a minimum 3 sets, and every day I have another exercise that I do. It's based on Coach Paul Wade's book called Convict Conditioning, and you can look it up on Amazon. It's a guy who was in jail, and he basically created a system where gradually, slowly, you get stronger and stronger and stronger, and there's no end to it. Like, you start with really, really easy exercises, and it seems stupidly easy, and you can do the minimum every workout. Your workout can last as little as 10 to 15 minutes, and you're done. But then over time, if you stick to it, that's the most important part, is to sticking to it. Once you stick to it every day, you progressively, it becomes heavier loads, more reps, more weight, mostly body weight, and then you eventually grow to be a beast. It's a very slow program, but it's a good one. So that's another example of a system. This show is not only about self-improvement, it's also about entertainment, it's also about meditation. So sometimes you'll find me take a long pause and you'll just see me walking and just thinking or breathing, because it's about mental health, and mental health, a lot of it has to do with just breathing deeply, which Scott Adams taught in his micro lessons. And by the way, there's going to be micro lessons in this show. One of his micro lessons is you're not waiting in line, you're doing breath exercises. So in the same way, I might say, you're not watching me just do a pause. You're watching me take a deep breath and do a breath exercise, because that's how you get tapped in spiritually, in fact. That's how you get tapped in spiritually. I think the yogis of the world and the meditators of the world, they get tapped into a universal source that makes them like the prophets in the Bible. So sometimes the prophets in the Bible would say, "You religious people," and they would reprimand them, and they would reprimand them because the religious people pretend to be tapped in, but the meter in general, the prophets are actually tapped in, and there's always this tension between them. And so if you're thinking about Christianity or Judaism or another religion like that, and you're scared of it, Scott Adams will talk about that too. You're scared of the religion because the religion is telling you things, like scaring you, like if you don't believe this and that, then you're going to be like whatever, in hell or something. Like, for example, Christianity tells people, if you don't accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, then you're condemned to damnation. But then if you ask Jesus himself back then, he would say that that's nonsense. You don't need to accept me as your Lord and Savior, as long as you're spiritually tapped in like me. He's there to teach you lessons. That's my perspective. I mean, obviously it's controversial, but I'm not here to debate these points. I'm here to just sort of put light on the fact that the religion is following the spiritually tapped in people, but the spiritually tapped in people would not necessarily be advising the way the religious people are advising or are scaring you into thinking. And the same thing happens with rabbis in the Jewish faith. I mean, the rabbis, they believe in the Bible, they believe in the Torah, they believe in the Talmud, and there's all kinds of things that they scare you with. But this Talmud and the Torah talks about Abraham, and talks about Moses, and talks about Jacob, and all these people were meditators. They were spiritually tapped in business owners, basically. They were entrepreneurs who amassed a lot of wealth, and those are the people we want to be learning from. And then eventually, as you clear up your vessel, maybe you can become more pious or something, but that's not the most important thing, I don't think. I think the most important thing in life is to breathe. Is to breathe. Take deep breaths, okay? And take long walks, and be exposed to the sun as much as possible. And I'm holding an iPhone, but eventually I should get like a drone, that just like follows me, streams it live, because I don't want to be holding it like this. I want to enjoying my walk, you know. I'm holding a phone in front of me. It even looks awkward, which is okay. It's not so bad, but it's still not ideal. Look, I call this the Eiffel Tower of Hadera. It's I'm in Israel. The Eiffel Tower of Hadera. Yeah. I just had a thought. For all of you demonstrators, Free Palestine out there, I'm in occupied Palestine. But in my view, I'm probably in liberated Israel, right? Because Israel was under Jewish control many years in history. See, this is a sign behind me. It says in Hebrew. Now, I'm gonna do a Hebrew show too, but this one's in English. Just to let you Hebrew friends know, Chaverim. אני אעשה את זה בעברית. I'm just saying that I'm gonna do it in Hebrew, but this one's in English because, you know, bigger audience, bigger distribution. Israel has 10 million people, and there's maybe I don't know, about 10 million Hebrew speakers around the world. But there's how many billions of English speakers, right? So it's better to do it in English. But yeah, I'm arriving at the Caesaria something park or something. Caesaria Marina or something like that. Yeah, old marina. Look. Hadera. I call it the Hadera Eiffel Tower. I also speak French. Le Tour Eiffel de Hadera. Okay. Anyway, that's my current environment around me. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. You know, we're January 17, 2026, and it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day, sunny, very, very nice. So, what else did I want to talk to you guys about? Let me take a few deep breaths. This is not about always talking. This is a riff. I'm doing this in order to get wisdom flowing out of me, and then eventually this can be turned into shorts, maybe even cut into a course, content here and there on YouTube. But this one's the long form version, which is beautiful that this is possible nowadays. Give me a second, I'll be right back. I'm back, and you didn't have to experience the time delay. Beautiful. There's a closed juice stand behind me. Yeah, so this is about upgrading ourselves. I feel like my entire life has been about upgrading myself. You know, humble beginnings and everything. When you are born into humble beginnings, as 99% of the people in the world are born into humble beginnings, what do? Well, if you take a victim approach, then you start, I don't know what, you start becoming some kind of protester or something, which sometimes is called for. Like in Iran right now, the protesters, they're in their right to protest. But most people, I think they should be focused on themselves, improving themselves. I think that's more or less like what a lot of people are saying. Like Buddhism is saying that. Who else is saying that? Jordan Peterson is saying that. Therapists are saying that. I'm coming into a beautiful Roman relic. I couldn't tell you right now the name of it. Maybe I'll write later in the editing or something. Oh, there's a little sign. I'll read it to you. right, well, it says Caesarea. Caesarea on the site. There was once a Phoenician town. Stratos Tower, King Herod, 37 to 4 BCE, built a resplendent city and named it Caesarea in honor of his patron Augustus Caesar. Its inhabitants, Romans, Samaritans, and Jews. By the way, all you free Palestine people, you see Jews over here, Jews 2,000 years ago. Okay, just saying. Enjoyed the pleasures of the Roman world, water in plentiful supply, bathhouses and places of entertainment. In 6 CE, Caesarea became the seat of the Roman governors. The status of the city's Jews deteriorated. Reminds you something? Like history over and over again? Alright, deteriorated. And in 66 CE, they rebelled against the Romans. When Jerusalem was destroyed in 70 CE, Caesarea became the Roman provincial capital of Judea. The city reached the height of its prosperity in the Byzantine period, 4th to 6th century CE. It retained its status as an important center of Christian scholarship, and its harbor became the gateway of the Holy Land for thousands of pilgrims. The Jewish community grew, and religious academies where famous sages taught were founded in the city. So, a lot of ancient Jewish academies over here. After the Muslims conquered the land in the 7th century, Caesarea's status diminished. In 1101, the Crusaders captured the town. 86 years later, Saladin conquered it and destroyed its walls. The present fortifications were built in 1251 by the French king Louis IX. Following Mamluk conquest in 1265, the city was abandoned. At the end of the 19th century, the Ottoman authorities settled a group of Bosnian Muslim refugees there. At the end of the 19th century, the Ottoman authorities settled a group of Bosnian Muslim refugees there. The remains of ancient Caesarea attest to the city's illustrious past. Capital from the Byzantine period, decorated with a cross. Alright, this is the Arabic, guys. This is the Hebrew. Alright, you can take a screenshot if you want, but I'm gonna go in here. There's a lot of people here today. A lot of visitors. Show you the ground here, the floor. There's construction going on. Ah, this is beautiful. Look at this. You see, sometimes when you walk, you hit all kinds of beautiful ancient places. Like, you realize that life was going on here 2,000 years ago, maybe 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago. There were people roaming around this place too, you know? So what's the difference? I don't see a difference. The only difference now, we have phones and we can take videos like this. Is kind of cool. Look at that. Woo! Yeah, walks are great. Walks are great because you get to see the freaking world, guys. Freaking world! The world you live in. Don't stay within your 4 walls. And you know, if you if you want some creativity and you still want to be effective, like I want to be effective, you can record a show like me. Don't do it right away. You have to sort of grow into it, I guess. But yeah, I'm so thankful for watching Scott Adams for all these years because it gave me the inspiration to do this one. It's been a long time coming that I thought of, like, how do I broadcast myself online? And there's a lot of elements to it. Scott Adams talks in his book, Success. Still win big. Fail at almost everything, still win big. Which I would say is just like a long way to say how to succeed. He talks about what was I gonna say? I forgot. Sorry guys, I forgot. Sometimes that happens too. And you forget what you were gonna say. That's okay. We'll get there. There's gonna be a lot of micro lessons I'm gonna be teaching you if you stick around from Scott Adams, that I learned from Scott Adams, because I didn't only watch his show, I also joined his community where he has like special micro lessons or used to have these special micro lessons for his that are not available on YouTube and stuff. Look at this. And I'm almost at the ocean. The ocean is right there. You'll see it soon. All right, I'm gonna create a rule. Whenever I see an animal that it doesn't look like it wants to eat me or something, I'm gonna come and pet it and show it to you. Let's see. Hello, my friend. How are you? Shalom, Chaveri. Shalom, shalom. Ma shlomcha? I don't know if it's a female or a male, actually. But yeah, whenever I see an animal, I'll show it to you. All right. Okay, here it says Caesaria Harbor. See, it's doing its wailing. It's like, where is my owner? I want my owner. I think owner's coming back. There he is. Oh, look at that. All right. It's a restaurant called Bella, if you ever visit here. By the way, if you're watching me and you're going to be joining my world, I'm going to be telling you about my community on school. I've set up one and I'm going to be setting up more because there's all kinds of topics I like. There's a community that I have for people who want to employ AI bots, like a crew of AI bots that trades for them online. So imagine if you want to be a trader, but you don't have time to be a trader. Like, let's say you want to trade crypto or you want to trade stocks. But the problem is you're like a student or you're working a full-time job. You don't have time to do that. So instead of actually trading all day long, what you do is you open a trading account, you transfer money to it, and you connect an AI that will do the trading for you, or a mechanical bot, or some kind of a bot that does the trading for you according to certain rules. And so I'm setting up a community for people who are doing that or want to do that, and they're also sort of competing who has the highest returns year after year or month after month. And it's called Quant Games. It's on school. And the question is, can you beat the GOAT? Can you beat the greatest of all time, which is Jim Simons, who opened a machine learning fund, a fund that's run by machine learning in the 70s and did 60% year after year. And Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger said, these guys are smart, real smart. It's Jim Simons from, I think it's called the Medallion Fund. And then he said, before he died, Jim Simons said, yeah, I created billions of dollars and then I gave it all to charity. What a boss. Amazing. Amazing story arc. You make billions of dollars, you give some to your kids so that they can start their life, and then you just give the rest to charity. It's amazing. Incredible. Oh, we have some open shops over here. Some music playing. There's like a Hellenic restaurant. Hellenic, like ancient Greek restaurant. There's a little shop here with souvenirs. Ooh, look at that. Victorian ladies. Oh, look. They're selling everything at 50% off. So yeah, I was saying that if you ever connect with me online, you're watching this online, I don't intend to go, to have like I don't know how much my audience will be, but I don't intend to be huge. If that happens, it happens. But what I intend to is to create connection. So if you're watching this, think of it like a me to you conversation, a one-on-one. Think of it like a conversation between friends, where sometimes I might give some advice, sometimes I might share some things from my life. You see me walking around places, and you can connect with me, and you can reach out to me and be like, hey Shai, I know you well because I've been watching you walk, and let's do this or let's do that, or let me come to caesaria and we walk around together. The other thing I'm doing is there's a WhatsApp group called Startups on the Go, where we do these walks together with other entrepreneurs talking about startups. See, there's an exit to the beach here, but I don't know if I can. I'm at a beautiful restaurant. So anyway, my point is, if you ever want to come and we can like have a drink over here at one of those restaurants here in Caesarea, or I also travel around the world. So, reach out to me and tell me, hey, I'm from city XYZ. I'm from New York City. I'm from Amsterdam. I'm from Las Vegas. I'm from Miami. I'm from LA. I'm from Tokyo, Japan. I'm from New Zealand. I'm from Australia. I'm from Thailand. And eventually I'll get around to where you're at, right? If that's where you live. And we can hang out. Okay, so just let me, just for sure let me know. I'm also single, so it could be hang out, it could be anything, right? So I'll be talking a lot about dating in this show as well. Doing micro lessons about optimizing dating, the things that I've been doing. And there's a community that I follow that I'm gonna also eventually sponsor on this channel. But give it some time. I love talking about dating, especially if you're a guy. Riff off about women, or men if you're gay, but I don't swing that way, guys. But also sacred sexuality, healing any wounds, things like that. Therapy, mental health. Those are all topics that I love. So here's the goal. Here's my goal for myself and for you, okay? A beautiful mental health, great mental health, and a beautiful state, okay? Beautiful state is what Tony Robbins calls it, but I call it great mental health. Stable, good mood, great mood, feel good, because when you feel good, that's when ideas come, that's when the juices flow, right? That's when ideas come, that's when you love life, being excited about your life. That's goal number one. It's just to feel good. And if you're not feeling good, stop everything right now. Stop this video. Go find a way to feel good. Sit down, meditate, go to the beach, go for a walk. Eat something if you're hungry or hangry, right? Just get yourself back to feeling good, because that's basically prime directive number one. Feel good. Then feel good. Be in a good mental state. Wherever you are in the world, whichever. Like whether you're in a relationship or you just got broken up with, or you're hurting. This is think of it as like the background noise in life, and then the foreground should be you feeling good, wellness, basically. Mental health, wellness, that's the basics. Then the next thing, wealth. Wealth is important. Money, guys, money, making money. Doing more, like having more come in per month than you're spending, right? So you can also invest and save and eventually buy that beautiful castle of yours, right? Personal finance, money, making money, improving your career, improving the money you make in your career. And then the next thing is love, dating, right? The people you hang out with, the people you see, the people you enjoy good times with at night, right? All of that. All of this is super, super, super good and important. All right? So these are the things I talk about. Now, you tell me, Shai, but everybody talks about that. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Everybody talks about it. Yes, everybody talks about it. So what? I'm here to give you my perspective, my lessons learned, my ways of doing it. And if you join this channel, then my goal for you is to be a billionaire. Why not? But if you don't want to get to billionaire, I don't know if I'll get to billionaire, then, you know, wherever your goal is, 100,000, 1 million, I don't know, wherever you're at, what's the next level and what's the long-term vision. And everything I learn, everything I paid for coaching for, whatever it is, I'm going to be sharing here, because why not? I'm one person. Eventually I will also not be here anymore, just like all these people who roamed around here in the Middle Ages or wherever, and they're not here anymore. But if they had a freaking YouTube channel, then they could be timeless by now. But some of them, wrote books, etc., and then they died. I want my contribution to be, this channel, so that people can watch this 1,000 years from now and be like, this ancient dude back then was talking about these very trivial things that we no longer hold as very valuable anymore, because, hey, we moved on and now everything's abundant. We don't even have to work for whatever, for our keep, or something like that. Elon Musk is saying next, in the future, you don't have to work to earn your keep. It'll be optional, because there's going to be abundance everywhere. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I'm thinking on those entrepreneurs who raised 400 million or something, and then they get to the news, oh, he raised 400 million. Well, what's 400 million? It's just like the next level of humanity, right? That's like inflation basically happening. And people, they feel like that's a lot of money for them at the moment, because those people are like the crabs that left the bucket, right? And they're feeling all kinds of jealousy. And that's the point of these newspapers, to get you jealous. But that's okay. That's okay as well. All right. We're at a pier. This is the ocean. Another thing I might do on this show is sing, because I do voice lessons. So you'll hear me sing, or maybe practice my voice. When I was older, I was a sailor in the open sea. Who's gonna tell me whose song that is? Write it in the comments. Whose song is that? Right? Okay. Look at this Hadera. Now I want to tell you, we're January 2026, and in June 2025, I was here, right here, staying with my dad, by the way, staying in this area here. Where was it? Yeah, in a resort. I think it was over there. Resort. I was staying over there, and there were rockets flying over here from Iran. Now, there are tensions in Iran again, and they threatened that if the protesters, if America joins the protesters against the regime to topple the regime, then they would unload their rockets on us as well, not just on other countries around them, but also on us. So on other Gulf states as well, and the UAE, on us as well. So Trump called it off, and that's a developing story. So at the time of you watching this, Trump called off an attack, but there are boats going towards Iran at the moment. What do they call them? Aircraft carriers. So he called it off, but you never know. He might surprise them, right? The Iranians. And I think that's the beauty of Trump, is that he's unpredictable. That's his brand. And there's like some kind of a place here where, oh, it's a diving center. Let me ask them. This is a diving club. זה מועדון צלילה פה? כן. וואו, איפה הכניסה? סגור. צללתם? כן. וואו, מה יש למטה? מטורף. אלמוגים, דגים? קשים, אחי? איזה יופי. דגים מלא. מלא. יפה, דגים מלא. So there's a diving center and these two kids were just diving. Look at that. Yeah, so guys, if you want to improve your life in all those ways, and also open up your mind, I would say. Expand your consciousness, yeah, as well. Get tools for living, to enjoy life. Like, if you think about it, when you're about to die, when you look, like, imagine you're about to die and you look backwards, like, how would you want your life to be, right? So if you think about it, for me, it's like, I want to have a lot of good times, a lot of wild nights, right? A lot of good friends, obviously see different places around the world, obviously live in a beautiful space, have a peace of mind with like abundant money flowing in my life, great friends. What else? It's just like, basically that is it. I mean, maybe some impact, maybe some clout, I don't know, maybe some power, maybe some political power, I'm not sure. Like, but even if it's political power, it's for the good. It's to make the world better. It's like leverage. But I want to help people get wealthy. So for example, that's why I'm doing the bots. So you can set up a bot and like make extra money, basically. Like put $1,000 or 10,000 into an account and see it grow to 20K, hopefully, in a short period of time, and then double that again, and then double that again, and then eventually you don't need to work anymore. And once you double, you don't have to work anymore. You can do what you love. Doing what you love is great. So basically, look, it says here, אלוהים אוהב את האנשים הפשוטים, לכן שם מהם הרבה. של עקיבא חיות כבר 35 ב-2010. So basically it says here, God loves the simple people, so he made a lot of them. And that was a guy named Akiva Chayut, who was born in 35 and died in 2010. Would be interesting to look him up. And he was walking probably around these streets, I'm guessing, right? What's the statue over here? I'll show you a cool statue that I just saw. Oh yeah, working out and health. This statue reminds me of working out and health, which one of the systems that I recommend you do is, if you want to adopt this channel and watching it on a consistent basis, or any other channel, but this one is a self-improvement channel, then you do it on the elliptical or during walks or at the gym. Watch me at the gym. Look, this is the statue. This guy's, he looks like he didn't eat. He went on a starvation diet for about a month or 6. I wonder if there's a sign that says what this is. Anyway, back to Iran. So I've been watching Armin and Goldie and Tusi. Those are the main influencers online that I'm familiar with who talk about Iran and what's going on in Iran, about the revolution in Iran. And I recommend you go on their channel and watch it. I feel like abundance is going to be a lot easier once Iran is free. We'll be able to do business with them, etc. It's a huge market. It's 90 million people. They're all impoverished. I think at first we could get them as software engineers, because there's a lot of software engineers in Iran, and they would be willing to work for not a lot of money. I used to employ software engineers in Nepal for very inexpensively, around 2K a month. In some cases even less when they're juniors and they want to learn. And in Iran, and now I have an Iranian software engineer, but she's in the US. But there's a lot of Iranians outside of Iran because they had to escape since the 79 revolution. But now hopefully, really crossing fingers that they'll liberate, that we'll be able to liberate their country, that Israel too. Like, it's our opportunity right now to liberate their country, and this is our chance to liberate the Iranians from the Ayatollahs. The Ayatollahs are basically Hamas. Imagine living under Hamas, right? And you don't support the Hamas. So you're living under Hamas, but you're not Muslim, you're not Islamic at all. Like, you're the opposite. And you're living under that rule. That's, that's not an easy way to live. You're like a completely modern secular person, and you want secular modern government, but you're ruled by Islamic terrorists, where if you're not Islamic, they kill you. If you demonstrate against them, they kill you. This is a little open Druze store. The Druze and the Jews are actually good friends, just like the Iranians and the Jews and the Israelis. This store is called Nova Art. I don't think it has anything to do with the Nova Music Festival, but it's a beautiful little shop. This area. This one is, I think, Spanish language. And jewelry over here. I wouldn't mind getting a hat, actually. Hi. אני משדר. אני מראה את החנות שלך לעוקבים שלי באינטרנט, זה בסדר? מה אכפת לך? הם יזמינו ממני, והם יגידו לי לבוא, והם מכל העולם, אז הם יגידו לי לבוא ואני אזמין ואני אשלח להם. So I'm saying that you can actually contact me and I will buy something from the store for you and send it to you over in your country. So I'll give you a walkthrough of the store. I think it's beautiful Judaica if you ever want anything here. Yeah, I'm opening up a new business. If you ever want any Judaica from Israel, just let me know and I'll go and I'll buy it. Ooh, look at this art.
Welcome to the Art Nova Studio. My name is Yochanan Christie, and behind me are my friends in our studio near Jerusalem, where we are creating what we call soft art. Soft art is a technique which we have evolved, where we use synthetic colored fibers to create our paintings. By needling a color into a color onto a texture, we create what I think are marvelous pieces. I find it as an artist exceptionally exciting that I'm actually holding the color in my hand. Also, this is recycled material, which gives it another added benefit of being green, in its attitude. The synthetic fibers do not fade. The color remains forever. And the difference of light is quite amazing. In a normal painting, there is a reflection. The soft art absorbs the light. So the difference in the daytime to the nighttime can be sometimes just really exciting. How the painting actually absorbs the light. By layering color to color, line to line, texture to texture, using our little needles to press the material into itself and slowly but surely create our vision. Very often we bring the pieces down to a small needle machine which presses it into itself so we can go on working on the piece and then continue to examine, to explore the imagery that we're creating. When we finish the art piece, we take it to an industrial machine which has 14,000 needles, which needle punches and turning it into one firm piece of material, which is in fact the soft art. There are very few artists in the world who have the privilege to do what we're doing here at our mill. We've been creating all sorts of incredible designs in this wonderful material. Very often from our own imagination and our own sketches, very often we work with designers and with architects to create special pieces designed specially for the different clients, which has given us a very wide scope of experience and expertise. I work on different exhibitions, and every year produce about 2 to 3 different exhibitions of my own art. Some of it regular painting, some of it soft art. And in the years that have evolved, I have chosen certain images which have become to represent the birds, which have been a fascination of mine since I was a child, in different parts of nature, which I found very exciting in the fact that I was able to transfer that into an art form using synthetic material. One of the popular images which I use are faces. I have a great fascination for people and how they express themselves. And I turned that into a very strong soft art theme, doing many different sort of couples and sort of colorful and strong sort of soft art.
לא, אני רק מראה, אני מצלם כאילו ולוג ואני פשוט מראה את המקום. נראה לי שזה של הבחור הזה. וואו, מן, כן. לא, אני מצלם לשם. אני מצלם לכיוון הזה. או את עצמי אני מצלם. כן, כן.
תראה לי.
תגידי שלום. זה באנגלית, זה בווידאו, כן. So, yeah, you saw the artist. I love it. You saw the artist, and these are his paintings. אני לא יודע, אבל נראה לי שתקחי את זה למוכרת. Look, you can actually get, this is the raw material that they use to actually create those paintings. Yeah, it's cool. מה אני עושה? אני עושה, יש לי כאילו ערוץ ביוטיוב.
אתה מראה את זה?
כן. לפעמים אני גם עושה לייבים, אבל נגמרה לי הסוללה
ורגע, מה נגיד, אתה מראה להם מחירים? מה, כאילו, שאתה מספר?
לא, אני מטייל בארץ ואני פשוט מדבר למצלמה.
כאילו מראה להם את התמונות? כאילו נגיד מראה להם?
פשוט כל מקום שאני מגיע אני מדבר, אני פשוט מדבר על החיים באופן כללי.
מאיפה אתה במקום?
אני מפרדס חנה.
לא, אבל אתה כאילו...
מאוקראינה, לא מאוקראינה.
מאוקראינה.
לפני מלא שנים.
אתה הרבה שנים בארץ כאילו.
כן, כן, מגיל צעיר.
יש לך שפה איכותית.
תודה. מאיפה אתם?
הוא דובר באנגלית?
כן, כן, מדבר באנגלית.
זה יוטיוב באנגלית, לא לי.
מאיפה את?
לי, 1
אני
ב-500 3 ב-1000.
במקום מתל אביב.
לא לי.
אבל אני בחדרה כרגע.
חדרה, יפה, אנחנו שכנים.
1 500 3 ב-1000.
So there's we have prices here.
לא, אבל אל תגיד להם את המחיר המקורי, תגיד להם 1 ב-600, תעשה ביזנס.
So we're Jews here, so we're going to be actually telling you a higher price. But if you ever want me to buy it for you, just contact me. I'll come. I'll buy it for you and send it to you in America, in Australia, in Japan, in China. Hello China.
3,500.
מה זה נו צ'יינה, נו צ'יינה?
Hello China. אמרתי שלום. אם יש סינים שרואים אותי, אז אני אשלח להם את זה בסין. I don't think that anyone that's gonna watch it here is
מה
Chinese.
מחלות אנגלית?
לא, אני לא חושב שיש סינים שיראו את הערוץ שלי, אבל אולי, לא יודע. רוצה להגיד שלום? לא?
אבל אתה במילא עורך את זה, לא?
לא, מעלה את זה.
אתה רציני?
זה כמו לייב, פשוט עכשיו אני לא יכול לעשות לייב, אבל זה כמו
כמה
לייב.
אחסון יש לך בטלפון שאתה מצלם את הדבר הזה?
זה אייפון, לא יודע.
רגע.
מספיק.
יואו, הוא מצלם 50 דקות.
וואי.
לא היה לי טלפון, הטלפון היה משמיט עצמו. כמה אחסון יש לך? 500?
לדעתי 256.
לא הגיוני בחיים.
מה זאת אומרת? זה לא נכון.
לא הגיוני,
לא
כמה
נכון.
תמונות יש לך?
זה מעלה את זה, את יודעת, ל-iCloud, וזה משחרר.
תקשיב, זה מה? 20,000?
She's asking me how come I can actually record a 50-minute video. Bye. Have a good night. How come I can do a 50-minute video without running out of space in my iPhone? I'm gonna check. It's an interesting question. So anyway, yeah, it's a beautiful shop. Again, if you ever want me to buy anything, I might mark it up a little bit because I'm a Jew. But other than that, you can get. Or, if you're a Jew, I can go to the store and negotiate a lower price. And I'll still mark up the lower price, but it'll be lower than the ticket price. I'll send it to you, but the shipping will cost you something, but it's fine. Ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Hello, come on, put the radio on. Saturday, but I won't be alone. Na, na, na. Da, 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 da. Look at this beautiful statue here. What is this? Okay, here we have actually a marking. A very large sarcophagus, simply decorated. It has a gabled lid with two trapezoidal triangle handles protruding at both ends, adorned with rosettes in relief. Sarcophagus adorned with rosettes. Okay, I'll look it up later, guys. I don't know what this is really. Take a picture. Boom. AI will be able to tell us what this is. Yeah, by the way, me speaking with Hebrew with the people here, it's like kind of okay because I can just like translate with AI. And oh, here's another one. Inscribed sarcophagus adorned with garlands. A sarcophagus adorned with garlands, whose carving was not complete. The broken part at its upper end indicates that the sarcophagus has been looted in antiquity. Inscribed on its lid is a funerary inscription saying that Alipis, husband of Menophilia, gave her the sarcophagus. The inscription also states that no man is immortal, and that's life. Yep, no man. Okay, marble, late Roman period. By the way, very much Stoic wisdom. No man is immortal. So, live your life. Live your life, guys. If there's one piece of advice that I want to give you is live your frickin' life. Okay. Whatever that means to you. Let's see. Inscribed stone sarcophagi. In Caesarea, the streets, the public buildings, and the burial tombs were all decorated with dedication inscriptions. During the first 300 years of the first millennium CE, Latin was the most used language in these inscriptions. From the 4th century on, with the beginning of the Byzantine Empire, the Greek language replaced the Latin. The context of these inscriptions reflects the nature of the city, a thriving Roman provincial capital. The inscriptions shed light on the public affairs of the city, on its administrative and commercial institution, on political and private connections, and on citizens' names, professions, and beliefs. The inscriptions are an invaluable source for the study of the city's history. Yeah, cool. Oh, there's more. Burial in the large stone coffin sarcophagi was common throughout the Mediterranean basin in the 2nd and 3rd centuries CE. The burial customs was first used by pagans and then adopted by the Jews, Christians, and Samaritans. In Greek, sarcophagus means meat eater. The sarcophagus is made of two parts: an elongated chest in which to lay the deceased and a lid. The sarcophagi were usually placed within burial structures, mausoleum, plural mausolea, or rock-cut burial caves. The cemetery of Caesarea was located outside the area of urban construction. Excavations at Caesarea unearthed marble sarcophagi centuries CE. Sarcophagi imported from Asia Minor during the 2nd and 3rd centuries CE. The marble was quarried on the island of... You know what, guys? You can take a picture of this. You can take a screenshot. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. But fragments of an inscribed cornice. This cornice was part of the roofing system entablature of a monumental building. It was adorned on both sides with geometric and floral motifs using the Corinthian order, the prevailing artistic style in Asia Minor in the 2nd, 4th century CE. By the way, we're in Asia Minor. The cornice was adorned with dedicatory inscription, most probably to a woman named Cleopatra, who together with her son or daughter was a member of a local aristocratic family that dedicated the building to the colony of Caesarea. I don't think it's the Cleopatra. Somebody named after Cleopatra. So this is it. This is what it's labeling. בעברית זה שברי קרקוב נושא כתובת. קרקוב זה שימש חלק ממערכת הקירוי אנטבלורטורה במבנה מפואר גדול. מערכת הקירוי, the roofing system. Okay, this is part of the roofing system. Cool. Old City Caesarea Gallery. Oh, and there's a little open shop over here. And this is Caesarea's sign that there's like construction going on here. Guys, if this is boring you, you can obviously switch out, but there's a method to the madness here of these walks and me showing like local relics. And some people would be interesting too, but there's a little shop over here. I was talking about Iran. I want to talk to you guys about Iran again. There's another souvenir shop. All right, there's this jewelry here. Silver, 925, 120 shekels a piece. Silver, 160 shekels a piece. Okay. Do you want to see inside? Let's go see inside. Ooh, very cool. Look at that. Beautiful jewelry, beautiful souvenirs. היי, אני עושה לייב ביוטיוב, ואם את רוצה, אם את בסדר עם זה? Okay, she doesn't want me to show the store. Okay. לא. אין בעיה, אז לא. אבל צילמתי בה בחוץ, זה לא נורא, זה בסדר. צילמתי רק בחוץ. Okay. Some people don't want.
Были только с той стороны заходить.
She said, you didn't ask me, so no. Some people just are stuck up. That's okay. Let them be. Roman columns. Promised you I'll show you animals. Only if they give permission. When they run away like this, then, you know, they don't give permission. They're like, get out of my face. Okay, Iran. So we're January 17th, and a revolution in Iran started about 21 days ago, 3 weeks ago exactly, I guess. Or maybe 22 days ago. I don't remember. Can't keep count. And at this point, the regime opened fire on the protesters who are unarmed and killed. Estimates say something like 50,000, 50,000 of them. Some estimates are lower, 12,000. But there's like a lot of people were killed, and so now there's a curfew on the streets, and they told everybody needs to go home. And there's a very strong military presence on the streets, telling the people to go home. So this is the end of the protest round right now. And since Trump didn't attack them and didn't actually attack them at the moment, this is the round. But it's a war that is going to continue because these 30-40% of the population that just came out to the streets, the protesters, they're not going to give up because they no longer can afford to live under this regime. It's just like, imagine if Hamas took over part of Israel and there were Israelis under Hamas, then they would be basically hostages, right? And the IDF would do everything to get them back. Now, unfortunately, the Iranians don't have a force to go and save them, except for Israel and America. And unfortunately, Israel and America are not countries that are the army, the defense forces of the Iranians. So I think the best thing to do right now is to smuggle weapons to these protesters so that these protesters can actually carry out their civil war, because it's a civil war. The protesters have no guns, but if they have guns, then they will more easily be able to overthrow the Ayatollahs, or maybe take part of Iran, and Iran would be then splintered between different factions, and there would be a land war going on or something like that, which is not a fun prospect. It's better to have the regime fall. But this is one scenario where Iran gets splintered. So yeah, that could happen. That could happen. Just like Syria is kind of splintering. And this is the current situation in Iran. But if Trump does do a surprise attack all of a sudden, or if we attack them, because for Israel, this is the time to strike while the iron is hot and to remove the regime. If we can do that, then we'll win a very, very strong ally in the Middle East. They will be our friends, just like the Druze in Syria. It's to save them, just like we did with the Druze in Syria. It's like what we want to do with the Iranians in Iran. But it's complicated for us to do it, because then it means that we have to face more rockets from the Iranians. Okay, this is the company that does the works here. If you ever want to hire a construction company in Israel, that's one option.
I saw them at the Yellow, at the Yellow, and in Tel Aviv also, the Big Western. And they make some cool details.
And this is it. This is the exit.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be left there without car.
So I'll tell you about my own goals. One of my goals is to be funnier. So I want to crack more jokes during the show. And but for now I'm not that funny, so you can laugh at how not funny I am. For now, the only way for you to laugh at my non-jokes is to laugh at me for not being so funny. And you can also laugh at the prospect. Like, don't believe me that I will be funny. Just laugh at the idea that I'll be funny eventually. Like, basically laugh. But I think I'll prove you wrong. Like, you're laughing now that I won't be funny, but when I'm funny, you'll be laughing. You'll be really laughing. So that's my first joke. Stagadish. Boom. Sorry. I don't care if it didn't land so well. But yeah, comedy, jokes, telling jokes would be fun. What's a joke about Iran right now? See, the thing is, with Iran, oh my God, like Iran, it's not a funny situation at all in Iran. Oh, it's raining. It's raining. I'm singing in the rain. So singing and doing some comedy is, you can expect that as part of the show as well. Singing and some comedy. What else? What else do I have to, what can I talk to you about? I was talking to ChatGPT today to create case studies. Case studies are basically things that I can tell people, stories of things that I've done. So to expand my services. So I'll tell you guys about some of the services that I have available just in case you need any of it. So if you need an app developed, I can build an app for you. If you, because I'm a software engineer and a full stack developer, if you need your business automated, so basically automations for your business, such as when somebody sends you a message, to have an AI talk to them, things like that, then I can do that for you. I can help you do that. If you need a very simple website, like a fast website built with an AI cheap, I can do that. If you have software, if you're a developer and you're building software and you need like infra for it, and cheap infra, like infrastructure, basically like cloud, but you don't have the money to say pay for expensive cloud like AWS, then I'm a indie hacker and a cloud and a bootstrap cloud expert, because I've bootstrapped a lot of little different startups and different apps. So I can help you get like for $10 a month a server up and running with like pipelines and Jenkins and like free tier of all kinds of services, so that you can have your app up in production, up and running as soon as possible. For non-techies, it's like going live with it. Basically, if you build something, you want to go live with it. There's a whole process. That's what they call it, DevOps. That's what DevOps do. So I can help you with basically the management of your DevOps, management of your going live, and making sure that you can accept a lot of users, making sure that you can have test environments and this kind of stuff. What else? Also self-healing. So if something drops, like a server, if a server like crashes, a website crashes, self-healing means it automatically gets restored. Redundancy means it runs on 2 different servers in 2 different regions, and if one fails, then the other one is up and running immediately, or within seconds or milliseconds. Self-healing, and then also healing. So that's a completely different story. Healing. So there's healing for computers and there's healing for humans. So I like healing, spiritual healing, Reiki healing. I do distance healing sessions. This is for mental health and wellness. If you're ever stuck in life and you need like a creative way to fix the issue. Let's say you have a problem in life and you go to a therapist and you go to a coach and you go to a dating expert and you go to this and you go to that, and then still it's not resolved, then I can use the different tools that I have at my disposal to basically debug the program, right? I'm a coder. So I'm not just a coder for software, I'm also a coder for people. I can program your brain, your psyche, and kind of like debug things in your soul to help you overcome an issue, whether it's in money or development or personal development or dating or love or S3X. All of these issues. If you have these issues and you want to talk to me for some reason so that I can help you or try to help you, I can do that. If you haven't spoken with me, then let me say that if you haven't spoken with me, first session is free. I'm going to give away free sessions so that you can actually feel safe about, if I don't help you, then there's no money being exchanged. The second session will cost money, basically. The first one I'm going to give away. Unless, in the future when I'm super overbooked, then I might charge like a smaller amount than my usual rate for the first session, just to make sure, or it'll be like my actual rate, but I'll make it refundable in case you don't like it for the first one, just in case, so that you don't feel like, I don't know, whatever, that you didn't get your money's worth or something. So there's that. Those are my offerings. If you want to look at all my offerings, you can go to my website. It's shailev.net, shailev.net. I think I'm going to also create a Present Heart domain as well. It might be presentheart.net. So those are the services. Another cool thing I can do for you is if you want to become wealthy in the next 10 years, like slowly, grow your wealth slowly, my recommendation, I can't say my recommendation actually, that's not legal, but I can say that a lot of people have done really well by subscribing to Bitcoin, just buying a Bitcoin subscription. It means that you save $100 a month, you put it on your card, you make sure that you can cover that every month, and you put it on Bitcoin, and it's automatic. So it's a bot that basically buys Bitcoin for you, or another crypto if you choose. Every single month, it puts as much money as you want, like $100, $500, whatever it is, into crypto, into Bitcoin, and this grows your pie. It's a bot that simply DCAs your crypto, and this is how, it's a secret. 99.999% of people don't do it, but those who do get wealthy. This is how you can actually become wealthy. So here's a pro tip for you. Little micro lesson of what you might want to do if you want to ensure that you'll be very wealthy, 10 years down the road, 15 years down the road. Most likely, because obviously Bitcoin could go to zero as well. So it's a risk you're taking. But if it doesn't, you'll become very, very well off. What else? I think that's it. I might continue this for a little longer and riff for a little longer. It's been an hour and 11 minutes, 011114 by now, so that's good. Those are cool numbers. What else am I into? I once did a certification in tarot, so I can read tarot. This was during the time that I was in a wellness center in Israel. In 2014, when I first moved to Israel, I actually went to all kinds of cool Osho workshops and festivals, and I worked at a retreat center, a wellness center, where I learned a lot of cool stuff like tarot reading and opening the heart and heart chakras and meridians and all kinds of stuff like that, and really cool tools for improvement as well, which I'll be talking about here in this channel. And I'll be making it down to earth, like non-woo. I'll be breaking down why does tarot work? Is that mystical? I'll give you a hint. The most basic way to look at tarot is like a brainstorming session. It's like you get ideas out of ideas out of ideas, and everything is connected to everything. All ideas and pictures and thoughts are connected, so you can always find the way to a creative solution by just taking out a card and seeing what that reminds you and what that tells you. So that's tarot. Maybe I'll do tarot sessions here, readings for the people here at some point. I don't have my deck on me, but you can always also have an online deck. I can whip out my other phone if it had battery, and I would do a tarot reading for you. So there's that. And I also want to wish that we free Iran. Oh my God. Please, God, free Iran. Help us free Iran. Make it the reality that we actually free Iran. There's a clip that I will link in the description of the Crown Prince of Iran. He released this futuristic AI clip of what's going to happen when the regime falls, or the ultimate scenario. And watch that. And a lot of the times imagination does cause reality to be created. I'll be talking about that too in the channel. The channel is going to be a micro lesson on manifestation, and I would call it grounded manifestation. So I'll just give you a little preview. You don't want to necessarily manifest a chest of gold right here next to you, because that's a little too woo-woo. What you can manifest is the motivation to wake up in the morning and get to the gym. You can manifest that much easier. You can manifest that tomorrow morning you'll wake up at 5, leave the house, and by 6 a.m. you're at the gym, if that's what you want. Or you can manifest that you will be putting extra work into a project, putting extra energy into the project. Those are beginner manifestation tactics. You can manifest that you will watch my show again, because by watching my show, you'll get better and better. You'll upgrade yourself, because this is a self-improvement show. You can manifest walks, daily walks. You can manifest relaxation in your body. This is in your control. So basically, you can start by manifesting things that are, according to the Stoics, more in your sphere of control. as opposed to things that are not in your control, outside your control. And then eventually, when you get advanced, through the things in your control, you will eventually also manifest the things that are outside, such as wealth, etc. Because when you get those habits in, good habits, then they lead you to wealth. Like if you woke up every day and went to a job, obviously, your wealth would increase because you're working and you're getting a salary. So in the same way, if you did YouTube every day, or if you took a course in a process, then you would do it every single day and you would eventually become wealthy from it. So it's great to start manifesting habits. So that was your micro lesson, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. The end.